Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session designed to promote good quality, really deep sleep. I love using sleep trackers. I have an Aura ring that enables me to see how much REM sleep, so dream sleep, I get, how much deep sleep I get. And when I listen to this hypnosis session, it actually helps me have more of the deeper levels of sleep. This is a re-uploading of a previous version based on feedback that I had from a few listeners that said that they love the hypnosis, but the standard outro that I have on my hypnosis woke them up at the end. So this version, if you've heard this one before, will be slightly different. The hypnosis is the same. It's still the same hypnosis that I created for a client to help them have really good quality sleep. But on the end, rather than the standard outro, there is about half an hour of theta wave music, so that if you do drift off to sleep while listening to the hypnosis, it's not going to wake you up at the end. It's going to give you at least, 30 minutes additional to the hypnosis, which itself is about half an hour long. So there's about an hour of hypnosis or theta wave music, really to help promote good quality sleep. Obviously, this session was created for a client, so not all of the suggestions are going to be relevant for you. If you are curious to work with me as a hypnotist to help you have better quality sleep, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me, or you can check out my website, which is adamcox.co.uk. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally your bed, and get yourself all ready so that it's not a problem if you drift off to sleep while listening to this hypnosis. So relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, allowing feelings of tension, stress, or worry to leave your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, if it's safe to do so, just allow your eyelids to close. Become aware of the speed of your breathing. Notice that as you breathe in this resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, you can't help but notice that anything undesirable is leaving your body, enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed. I want you to get a sense that one of the most vital ingredients in a good life is working with nature. You can survive many days without food. You can survive just a few days without water. You can survive just a few minutes without air. And one of the things that people forget that is so important is the importance of good quality sleep. And as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to accept the suggestion that the better you breathe, the better you sleep. So as you take those long, deep breaths in, I want you to entertain the idea that this is powering your sleep engine. Allow your breath to exhale any feelings of worry and stress in your outward breath. And on your inward breath, breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, which is the fuel that your body needs for good quality sleep. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a glowing white light. As you breathe in that glowing white light, you accept the idea that this glowing white light is the fuel for good quality sleep. And as you exhale, notice that darker colors are leaving your body, representing anything that would interfere with good quality sleep. As you exhale, tension is leaving your body. Stress is leaving your body. But also, any thoughts, any unfinished business, any of these things that are just open loops are also leaving your body, enabling you to feel that you're going deeper and deeper relaxed with each and every breath. I want you to use the power of your imagination and imagine that as you listen to my voice, you're lying in bed. You can feel your head on your pillow, the sheets, the duvet on your skin. And I want you to accept that the feeling of your head on the pillow makes you feel more relaxed. The feeling of those sheets, duvet on your skin makes you feel even deeper relaxed. As you breathe in that glowing white light, you're breathing in the fuel for good quality sleep. And the more that you notice that you're letting go of tension, worries and stress, and you see that dark shadowy color leaving your outward breath, giving you more and more evidence that you're able to fully relax. As you imagine lying there on your bed, I want you to picture the solar system in your mind's eye. We are but one of many planets orbiting the sun. You are on a planet traveling at thousands of miles per hour, but you don't notice the speed. And this solar system is also orbiting around within the galaxy, and the galaxy is within a wider universe. And I want you to get a sense that from a cosmic perspective, any worries, stresses, problems are as significant as a grain of sand in the Sahara to the life of a lion in the plains of Africa. As you feel yourself there on that bed, I will count down from 10 to 1, and I want you to imagine that not only is your body physically relaxing, but that also you are wiping the slate clean. I want you to imagine that your mind is like a very powerful smartphone with hundreds of applications all open. And how can you have a really good night's sleep if all these applications are simultaneously open, busy, doing whatever they're designed to do? So as I count from 10 to 1, you will physically relax, and you will psychologically imagine that you are closing those apps one by one. And those apps represent that anything that's been on your mind, maybe in the daytime, you had an application to think about what to eat, and maybe another application to think about work, another application to think about your role as a parent or a partner. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you realize that none of these applications need to be open when you sleep. You can just decide to open whatever applications are necessary the next day as you use them, meaning that there is but one function, and that is to allow your body, your mind, your emotions to just recharge, to reset, to process everything that's happened and to start the next day afresh. Starting to count 10. Eyelids feeling heavier and heavier. Muscles around the eyes, the eyebrows. Becoming aware of any tension and then releasing that tension. Now. 9. Paying attention to the muscles in your forehead. The muscles responsible for expressions like surprise or concern. Become aware of any tension. Acknowledge the tension. And then as you release the tension, see that tension leaving your body as a shadow in your outward breath. Breathing in that bright white light of resourceful relaxation. And then 8, just feeling your jaw relax. And 7, your neck and your shoulders just melting away any and all tension as those applications continue to close one by one. The smartphone of your mind is just agreeing that you don't need to think about any of these things. And 6, just feeling your arms get limper, looser and heavier. That's it. 5, as you breathe in, even your internal organs are relaxing. Your diaphragm is finding a rhythm where you're taking deep breaths, focusing on your outward breath, releasing all that tension. That's it. 4, feeling like even your intestines, your gut, is letting go of whatever tension it's holding on to. Give permission for your gut, your intestines to just let go. And they do. The only time that your intestines need to contract is if you've decided that you're going to the toilet, and right now this is not something you need to do. So they can relax. In the same way that your face, your jaw, your shoulders are all relaxed. Your lungs, your diaphragm, your intestines are all relaxed. 3, as you go down into your legs, allow your legs to relax deeply now. And then 2 and then 1, just imagine what it would be like to drift into that middle ground, not quite sleep, not quite awake, but just that part where your imagination can play games. That's it. 2 and then 1 and then 0. Just imagine that you're in that playful, imaginative state where your brainwaves have already shifted from that awake alpha state into perhaps beta or even theta, a different frequency of brainwave where you're able to just truly relax now. And as you do so, I want you to bring forth whatever parts of your mind have been keeping you awake. Maybe there's a part of your mind that thinks about everything you should have done but haven't done yet. And I want you to decide which planet in the solar system you're going to put that part just while you sleep. Maybe on a hot planet like Mercury or Venus. Maybe on one of Saturn or Jupiter's moons. And just place that part that just worries about all the things you haven't done yet, and place it somewhere in the solar system. And maybe there's another part. A part that thinks about things that haven't happened yet but may happen. And I want you to place that part far away. Maybe on an asteroid belt. Maybe on Neptune. And maybe there's another part, a creative part that comes up with new ideas, fun things that you can do. And place that part, again, somewhere else in the solar system, or maybe in a different solar system. Place it far away. And the agreement is with all these parts that they can still do what they're doing. They're just doing it far away. They will continue to think of all those things that you could have done. And when you wake up the next day, they will return from their planets back into you when you're fully awake. And don't be surprised if you have ideas of things that you'd forgotten to do. And then they come back with a reminder. And maybe another part that was on a different planet, about all the things that may happen. At the point when you're awake, they will return and give you that insight, that ideas. They've been busy working on those planets. You just didn't need this information while you were sleeping. But isn't it good that they're busy on these planets, working hard, thinking hard, as your physical body can rejuvenate and relax? They're busy on entirely different planets, and they only return to you when you're awake. And that creative part that just has the best ideas, they can be busy thinking, honing in those ideas. And when you wake up, almost like a hired consultant, they come back with all these ideas of things that you can do, but at a time when you're actually in a position to do them. And then I want you to consider there is another part, an ambitious part, a part that truly knows what you're capable of. Maybe you place that on the moon, not too far away, but far enough away that it doesn't influence or affect your sleep. From the moon, it can see the entire planet. It knows what you're capable of. It knows how you could have an impact on the world, or your life, or the people around you. And while you sleep, it will be busy on the moon, thinking of ideas of how you can be the very best version of you. And the reason it won't come down from the moon while you're sleeping is that it knows that in order for you to be the best version of you, you need a good night's sleep. In fact, if any of these other parts try and get back to you on Earth, while you're sleeping, it will protect you from those parts getting close. Because from the moon, it can see if any other part is getting close to you. All the other parts that could interrupt your sleep are on different planets in the solar system or even the galaxy. And the only part that remains inside you is the part that knows how to have amazingly good quality sleep. You've had good sleep on many occasions. That part exists. That's the part that stays in your physical body, and all the other parts are on different planets or lunar entities somewhere else. And notice that now that these parts aren't within you, you feel even deeper relaxed. You notice that all of those applications in the smartphone of your mind are all closed. There is but one thing to do. Enjoy good quality sleep. And sometimes the consequence of having good quality sleep is that your unconscious mind starts to dream. And sometimes it dreams about moments from your past, and sometimes it gives you an insight into your desires and fears, and sometimes your dreams help train your mind to prepare for something new. I want you to consider that dreams are like three-dimensional movies, the VR headset of your rejuvenation stage. Anything useful you will learn from, and anything not, consider it entertainment. In your lifetime, you've paid good money to watch movies that were scary or exciting or dangerous. And I want you to consider that dreams are now movies that enable you to be playful and imaginative even when you sleep. And I want you to imagine that you're having a dream about magic crystals. I want you to imagine that depending on the material of the crystal, it has different properties. I want you to imagine that you can see a quartz crystal, and maybe it's rugged, and maybe it's smooth, and maybe it's transparent, and maybe it has a shade of a color like pink. But I want you to accept the suggestion that this crystal that you find in your dream as you sleep, when all the other parts are on different parts of the solar system, has a magic quality to enable you to have the best sleep possible. I want you to imagine that this quartz crystal acts like a powerful force field, keeping anything that can interrupt good quality sleep away. And you've seen these in superhero movies where a character has a force field and bullets or lasers just bounce off the side of this force field. And this quartz crystal protects you, and it enables you to have good quality sleep within the force field, and anything that could interrupt your sleep simply bounces off the side of this force field. And in doing so, you're able to feel deeply relaxed, full of tranquility. And then in this dream there is another crystal, maybe a different color, this other crystal represents good fortune. Some would call it luck. Some would call it positivity or hope or optimism. Just know that good things will happen to you when this crystal is nearby. And maybe it's very close. Perhaps under your pillow as you sleep, ensuring that you have good quality sleep and that you attract good things into your present and your future. And maybe it has an energetic field that you tap into, or maybe it's just a belief that as you believe it to be true, makes it true, in the same way that so many self-fulfilling prophecies do. And who cares if it's a placebo, so long as you enjoy better quality sleep and have a future of more of the things that you want and less of the things that you don't. So much of what we call life is just placebo. Someone will spend years studying just to give them the confidence to pursue a direction in life that they could have done without that certificate. So many children were told they were talented or capable in a particular area. And that thought, that seed, took root as a child, so when they grew up, that seed turned into a tree, and the fruits of which transformed their life and the lives of the people around them. And allow your seeds to take root. And one particular seed is that your mind is powerful. And the evidence of your powerful mind has been the impact it's had on your life for a while now. But what if the power of your mind that's been working against you could be harnessed to work for you? And I want you to entertain an idea that sooner or later an idea will come to you as to how you can really truly tap into the power of your mind. You don't need to find it. It will find you. And when it finds you, you will know. Because it will feel natural. It will tap into how you think. It will make you feel good. And it will be an outlet for unique ways of thinking, doing, and being. I want you to entertain the idea that these other parts on these other planets will only return when you actually wake up. And not just wake up temporarily, but wake up because it's the next morning and it's the time to wake up. If you wake up temporarily, these parts will remain on these other planets. There is a difference between waking up temporarily just to go back to sleep even deeper than you were before. From this point forward, you will have the belief system that you either win or you learn. You either make progress or there's a blip, which is a learning opportunity. Everything is a feedback loop. You keep what works well, and you change what can be changed to enable your life to get better each and every day. And sometimes tiny incremental progress can build up over time to create incredible things. Rivers are created by tiny amounts of erosion that take place year after year after year. And the better you sleep, the more resourceful you will be to make positive changes in your life that effortlessly encourage you to stay positive. Not because you have to be positive, just because being positive is a nice thing to be. When you notice that you feel good when you smile because of the serotonin and dopamine that it releases, it just encourages you to do that more often. And when you do fun things, stress seems to disappear. You will feel motivated because it aligns with what you're capable of doing, or because you're inspired to do something new. Eating healthy is not a chore. It's an opportunity to give your body what it needs to continue to make more and more progress. And as it makes progress, you will feel even more able. You are powerful enough to make choices. Choices as to who you are and what you want to be. As you think of the solar system, the galaxy and the universe, lives are but a blink of an eye. And therefore, why wouldn't you choose to love living, to love life, to make the most of every day, and to allow your body to sleep, so with those batteries fully charged, you're able to make even more of the next day. Every day, there are victories, things that you do that exceed your own expectations, but there's also valuable opportunities to learn. And as you sleep, you'll find a natural tendency not to focus on what went wrong, but to focus on all the things that went right, all the things there is to be grateful for. And as you tap into that wonderful feeling of gratitude, it releases exactly the right combinations of neurotransmitters that mean that stress hormones are replaced with feel-good hormones, which means that as you sleep with a smile on your face, wanting to enjoy rejuvenating, peaceful, relaxing, recharging sleep. Exercise is not a chore. It's the ability to use your body in ways that you won't be able to decades in the future. Your body is worth more than the world's most expensive car. Your brain is more powerful than the world's most powerful computer. And as you sleep, you'll be grateful for your body, grateful for your mind, allowing those parts that have been interrupting your sleep to go off to different planets in the solar system to enable you to just fully and truly relax. Your mind will all by itself close down those applications, those worries, those thoughts, and all it needs to do is to enjoy a break from thinking. And as it does so, notice that you will yawn without trying. You will breathe slower just because it needs to. And you will find yourself enjoying the best quality sleep you've had in a long time. In a few moments' time, I will count from 1 to 10, not to awaken you, but to enable you to make the transition into deep, relaxing sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.